Hey guys, Titan Preparedness, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while since I put out a video. Been busy with life, been busy with work, been busy with the holidays, but we are getting back to making content and creating videos. But anyway, I want to do a quick little video about what is going on in Moore County, North Carolina. So Saturday evening, about 7 p.m., power started going out all across Moore County, North Carolina. Now, just like you would think, just like I would think, okay, some drunk done hit a pole or some squirrel done fell on a transformer, chewed up the lines. That was probably most people's thoughts as they were preparing for bed, as they were getting ready to get their kids to sleep. But later reports indicated that it was a deliberate attack against 2 of the substations. So 2 substations got shot and affected 45,000 people. They shut down, they got shot at, they shut down, took out the power. Now, I'm going to give you the why and the what. I really don't care about the why because it's not necessarily important, but we are going to discuss it to discuss later on things. Initial reports, and this is coming from TikTok news, so you got to know how great that is. Initial reports are saying it is because some local school library or something like that, the community wanted to do a drag queen show story time. Okay, cool. So a local church or the local churches protested and they said, no, we don't want this. So we want to shut it down. They changed the age from young kids to 18 plus adults, right? Well, the day of the event, that is when the power went out. Or the next day, maybe it was supposed to be Sunday or something. But again, it's TikTok news. Take it for what it is. Now, the why is not as important as the what. The what do we know? The power is out. 45 to 50,000 people, they are slowly fixing it, but here it is Monday, Tuesday, it's still not fixed. The what is, it is December, and much like North Carolina, South Carolina gets cold in December. So if the power goes out, it's December, it's cold, it's wet today, it's probably wet up there. Do you have a way to heat up your home? Do you have a way to stay warm in the wintertime? The what, this was a deliberate attack. Now, I don't know if it was a single person that took out both substations or if it was multiple people that took out multiple substations. We, as preppers, we talk about power outages and an attack on American grid and cyber attacks that could wipe out America's this and that and the other, right? But how many of y'all had this on the bingo card? All right, 2020 bingo's card was crazy. 2022 hasn't been as crazy. But how many of y'all had redneck takes out power substation? I know it wasn't on my bingo card. So the power is out and it is December. It is cold. It is wet. Do you have a way to heat up your home? Do you have a way to keep your family warm and safe? Right? Just like a power outage that happens here. Okay, it'll be back on in 5 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, whatever. Day goes by, 2 days goes by, 5 days goes by, a week goes by. That's what worries me. As preppers, we focus in on these major attacks. Oh, zombies, aliens, World War III, da-da-da-da-da. But it's the little things that can get you. And I know a lot of y'all out here are going to say, oh, well, power's not necessary. Okay, power's not important until it's important, right? Grandma who's on oxygen, she needs power. Your kids who might not have enough blankets at home to sleep in their beds if the power goes out, they need power, right? You've got young mothers and you've got all these old people and you've got people on dialysis and people on medication who have to have power. A lot of us want to say that power is not important. Power is not necessary until it's necessary, and then it's critical. Do you have a way to light up your home? Do you have a way to heat up your home? Do you have a plan? If you are a, divorcee parent, are you going to let your ex-wife come move in with her husband for the week until the power gets back on? Are you going to let your kids stay at the house even though it's her weekend? If you're out at work and the power goes out, does your wife, does your husband, does the people who are at home when you're not at home, do they know how to operate things in case you're not there? These are the things we need to think about as preppers. Another thing we need to think about is this happened, right? And it is pretty big news, at least for South Carolina, right? We're neighbors, so we probably hear it more than somebody in California. But this is a big news story. How many other people is this going to happen to, right? We talk about the protests, the summer of protests, 2020, 2016, 2018, whatever it was. where people were burning down buildings, people were burning down, all these things, all these black communities were being attacked by BLM, but different story. We're not talking about that. What happens when one of these groups says, okay, y'all spread out and y'all take out these power stations? 2 power stations, 2 substations took out power to 50,000 people. Substations are not very well protected, right? Maybe a fence. I work at a power company. The power company is protected, but the substations are not very well protected. And so it's one of those things of, if you wanted to, how many power stations could you take out? How many substations could you take out in a day? This event happened by 1 or 2 people or a few people who deliberately attacked a substation. What happens when there's a mob of 50 people and they spread out? Instead of 50,000 people, now it's 250,000 people. Now it's the entire state, or your state and neighboring states. It's December right now. It is cold, it is wet, it is miserable outside. Do you want to be outside? What about in the summertime, right? California loses power every summertime. They can tell you how hot it is. They wait until summertime again when protest season starts. It's going to be just as bad. But how many people can survive in the summertime without power? Now, physically, most people will be able to survive, but where are you getting your water from, right? If you live in the city, power goes out, guess what? You don't get any water. Power goes out, you don't have any way to cook your food. Power goes out, now you start thinking about these things like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do, X, Y, and Z? And now the kids are out of school, but if you got a job like me, you have to go to work. If you work in EMS, if you work as a police officer, if you're military, you have to go in, even if you don't have power at home. So it's one of those things of, you got to be thinking like these. You got to be thinking of what could happen. We always want to talk about these big events, these big, end of the world apocalyptic situations. People are talking SHTF. They get paid $1 every time they say it. But it's not the major events that are going to end up taking us out. Right? It is these little events that we are not expecting that are going to take us out. Another thing is, this was a unknown of attack, right? So North Carolina is much like South Carolina. We are a big area, but we don't have much bad weather. Yeah, we get the storm every now and again, but we know things are coming. A winter snowstorm, we know that thing's coming for like 3 weeks before it gets to us. A hurricane, we know that thing's coming 3 weeks before it gets to us. Tornado, yeah, that's a little quick, but we know a thunderstorm's happening, and thunderstorms create tornadoes. So you can kind of pre-plan, okay, thunderstorms happen tonight, I'm going to make sure my gas is filled up. I'm going to make sure that the generator's filled and I've got propane tanks or whatever, right? But an event like this, out of the blue, you're sitting at home Saturday night watching the game, drinking a beer, doing whatever, and boom, power goes out, and it's been out for 3, 4, 5 days now. How far are you going to have to travel for that gasoline? What if it is a bigger event? Like I said, 250,000 people, that could be your state, the neighboring state, whatever. So you might have to travel 30, 40 miles to go get some gas for that generator. I'm not the best prepper in the world. I'll be honest with you. And I will happily admit that sometimes I forget, all right? Especially when it's summertime and I'm out cutting the grass, I'm using the same gasoline that I would put in my generator to put in my lawnmower. So sometimes that gas is going when I need it. I'm using that propane tank that I've got on my grill to cook up burgers and chicken nuggets or whatever, right? Steaks during the summertime. So that propane tank is not always full. In the wintertime, our heating propane tank is not always full. We try to keep an eye on it, but sometimes we do fail. I've had bottles of water bust that were supposed to be my backup water supply, and I didn't know they busted until I went to go see them one day. Right? How long have they been busted? Who knows? But this was a unknown of attack. It was an out of the blue attack. It happened. No one was expecting it. No one knew it was coming except for the people that did it. How many of those people are sitting at home unprepared? Power goes out. Power goes out for the entire county or half the county, at least your local area, 30, 40 miles. And now what are you supposed to do? Well, you can't run up to the gas station and go get candles and a flashlight and batteries because the gas station's closed. Well, you can't run up there and go get gasoline and a propane tank because it's closed. So now it's, okay, well now I got to travel 40, 50, 60 miles to go get the supplies that I should have had in the first place. Be on the lookout for these kind of events, because now that they happened once, chances are they're going to continue to happen. Maybe not this couple of people that did it the first time, but you got Antifa, you got BLM, you got the Proud Boys, you got all these domestic terrorist groups Whether you want to classify them as that or not, I don't care. But you've got these individuals that in mass numbers could create a lot of havoc. That is all a terrorist group is. It is somebody to create mass havoc. I don't care if you're on the good side, the bad side, the left, the right, whatever. You get 30, 40, 50 people together. Instead of going to burn down the town this week, you decide, you know what? Let's go take out the power grid. And obviously, with a few shots and a simple plan, you can wipe out the power for your state, or at least your county. Again, you expand that. Now, instead of 50,000 people, you're looking at 200, 300, 400,000 people without power in the dead of winter. All right, guys, like I said, Monday we will be back with a normal episode. I'm going to try to start doing gear reviews again on Wednesdays. Don't know how many I've got to get done. I'm going to try to do a giveaway coming up closer to Christmas. That winner will receive the gear after the first of the year. But yeah, glad to be back. It's been a while. I've been busy. But yeah, glad to be back. Keep an eye out for these little events. It's the little events that are going to hurt us the most. That's all I got for today's video. Hate filming in a dark car, but it's the only time I got. So anyway, y'all take care. Stay safe out there.